Well, hello, my name is Scott Phillips, and my family and I live here at 723 Spring Street in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We moved into this green home about a little over a year ago. We've really enjoyed living in the home. We like talking about it and showing off its features, and we'd invite you to come in and learn about the house. We're Scott and Linda Phillips, and we're the homeowners at 723 Spring Street.
For us, it was just a really cool option from the McMansion type homes we used to live in.
I kind of understood green benefits from I've been in the building products industry in a management role, but never as a homeowner. And so learning the construction and the advanced heating and cooling systems, the advanced framing, once the builder explained all that and what the benefits are, what we've learned is the performance benefit of being green. I mean, first, just the rational benefits of saving money, right, and reducing your footprint, and even the lifestyle habits it drives of walking downtown, how you eat, how you shop. We had apprehensions like a lot of people on low flow shower heads and dual flush toilets,
I was very worried about that.
We forgot about it 3 days after living here, and we haven't had one guest or visitor ever question the dual flush toilets or even know that we had low flow shower heads. But the water conservation that goes with that is you sit and tell them afterwards, and it's amazing the amount of water you're saving.
We wanted to live in the city. We've always lived in suburbs. We've always bought homes for our kids. And next year we'll be empty nesters.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be able to walk to church, walk to restaurants, walk to shops, do all that kind of stuff.
I know it's important for the LEED Platinum certification. The location is really important. And in this case, we really didn't notice when we moved in here, but then we learned the bus stop is at the end of the street. The Amtrak train depot is 4 blocks away. The bus terminal is 3 blocks away. We've already sold one car, and we're going to sell another car.
We've always been recyclers and all that kind of stuff. We always have done that.
Right.
But this just, I think we're more aware of it in every little thing we do. Where I might have driven down, dropped the library book off, I walk now, take my dog. So it's different. It's a whole different way of living, but it's not drastic.
Well, my name is Doug Selby. I am co-owner of Meadowlark Builders here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We're standing in a LEED Platinum house, the first LEED Platinum house built in Ann Arbor, Michigan, third in the state of Michigan. This house is built from ICF's insulated concrete forms with a structural insulated panel roof. It has full geothermal heating and cooling and is otherwise a very healthy house in terms of air quality, and has several low energy features as well as low water use.
I'm Larry Maciag, designer for Meadowlark Builders. I do most of the design work there. For me, the aesthetic, the flow of this house is just what I wanted. And fortunately, it was just what they wanted. We want to just blend into the neighborhood, look normal here. We're going to have this highly energy efficient house that doesn't look different. My part in making this a really energy efficient home was keeping the footprint small and utilizing all of the available space without wasting any. Through careful design, we made a first floor that really works well. We have bedrooms upstairs. We used this space over the garage for a very nice master suite, normally just been lost to trusses. And then we wound up with a whole attic floor that gives a huge additional living space.
Orientation on the lot, the placement of the house and vis-a-vis the rest of the town, and the walkability features there are the first thing that we would say makes it a green and sustainable project. The second aspect of this would be resource efficiency.
So we try to pay attention to every surface, all the paints that are used on the walls, low VOC paints, throughout all the finished materials.
We look at all the aspects of going into a house, trying to reduce the environmental impact. So as much as possible, recycled products, recyclable products, items that can go back into the supply chain again once their life cycle is up, and also finishes that aren't poisonous to the occupants of the building.
The floor that we're we're looking at here is white oak that was grown within a couple hundred miles. Energy efficient or water use reducing plumbing fixtures. You're speccing every material, every product. There's a lot to chase after, but it's also becoming gradually easier as more of this gets kind of integrated into the industry.
Third aspect is the durability of the house. This is an insulated concrete form house.
We decided to go with all ICFs for the exterior walls and SIPs for the roof. Below grade, there's 8 inches of concrete wall with plenty of insulation on both the interior and exterior of that. Above grade, 6-inch concrete walls with, again, insulation both inside and outside.
Very airtight, very energy efficient, and very comfortable to live in because the insulated concrete forms buffer temperature swings in the house. All of those rooms and areas in the house have been computer modeled so that we can make sure that the energy that we're using to heat and cool the house goes where it's intended to go. Of course, one of the biggest aspects in terms of building green would be the fact that this house uses very little energy in order to operate, particularly with regard to the heating and cooling. Right now you can hear the geothermal system that we have installed running. The ground is 52 degrees year-round in Michigan, about 5 feet under the surface. That's a temperature stability that we're looking to access. We can use that as a heat sink with which to transfer energy around the home. This geothermal system is connected by 4 ground loops. What that does is circulates a gas directly down in the ground that comes back up into this compressor unit. In the summertime, this is acting exactly like a normal air conditioner. The only difference is that your air source, rather than being outside at 90 degrees or whatever the temperature is that day, you're cooling at 52 degrees. In the wintertime, we reverse that cycle.
The summers are cooler and the winters are warmer in here. I don't have to turn the air on hardly at all.
This house uses almost 10 times less energy than the exact same house if we'd built it according to code standards. We view windows and skylights as an important strategy to try and build a greener house that uses a lot less energy to light the house. The very most energy efficient house would be to have no windows in it whatsoever. But as you might imagine, people don't react psychologically very well to that. Especially in Michigan in the winter, daylighting is very important. Skylights are important in this regard, especially in those attic spaces because we don't really have sidewalls except for on the gable ends. You can tell that this is a very well lit bathroom. Without the skylights, rooms like this would have no natural lighting in them whatsoever. The skylights that we used are Velux skylights. They're very well flashed, so there's really no leakage that's possible when they're properly installed, and they last a very long time. Any window is going to have certain drawbacks in terms of our energy performance. The Velux solar light block blind can shut out effectively 98% of the light when you want it dark in a room. What that's also doing when those are shut is shading the house in the summer. So it's saving us energy from solar gain in the summer, and it's keeping the energy in the house in the winter. The blind is very easy to install, and that's one of the best parts for us though. Even in a retrofit situation or when we're remodeling, there's no electrician that's needed. These are fully powered by solar, and as such qualify for the 30% federal tax credit on both the product itself and the installation. Of course, one of our major strategies in resource efficiency in a house is water use. Even in Michigan, where we're surrounded by water, we're still overtaxing our aquifers here. And the responsible way to build would say that you're trying to reduce water consumption, or I would say needless water consumption. One of the ways we do that is by installing a very energy efficient water delivery system through the house that is recirculating hot water, cross-linked polyethylene supply lines that come from a central manifold, and designing a house so that water use is contained to minimize our runs in the house. The next step is to consider the endpoints of use. Toilets can use 30% of the water in a house. We want to install dual flush and low flow toilets. Aerators on faucets contribute to making faucets that work just as well and use half or a third the amount of water that would ordinarily be used in a faucet. Similarly, low flow shower heads can be a great strategy to greatly reduce the water consumption in a house. So when you combine a low water use plumbing system under the drywall with the end fixtures being very water efficient as well, it really takes the house to the next level in terms of water consumption. This house typically would use about 60% less water than the exact same house that's plumbed in the standard way with the standard fixtures in it.
We're thrilled. I just love it here.
I know the house is, the roof line is set east to west and it's plumbed and positioned correctly for solar. That's something we would look at someday, is putting some PV solar panels on it and seeing if we could almost get to be a net zero energy home.